Assalamu alaikum. I am your teacher and welcome to our channel Learners Academy. So today we will discuss about clauses. So before discussing, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon of my channel. So let's start. What is clauses and what is clause? Clause is the smallest grammatical unit that can expresses a complete proposition. It contains a subject and a verb. There are two kinds of clauses, independent and dependent. So what is clauses? Clauses is the grammatical unit which expresses a complete action or complete proposition, and it has subject and verb also, and it has also a predicate. So there are two kinds of clauses. First of all, we will discuss about independent clause. In a group of words that can stand on its own as a sentence. It has a subject, verb, and it's a complete thought. So we can say independent clauses are just like the sentences because it has its complete thoughts. It has complete thought and it gives us complete meaning. It gives us complete idea. For example, they dance in the room and where is your sister? So these both sentences are giving us complete idea or complete thought. So now there is dependent clauses. So dependent clauses are word that contain a subject and a verb, but it is not a complete thought because it is not a computer because it is not a complete thought. A dependent clause cannot stand as its own sentence. It has a dependent on being attached to a dependent clause to form a sentence because it is we can see by its name dependent. It depend on independent because it when we attach dependent clause with an independent clause, then it will give us a complete meaning, then it will become a complete sentence. If we just write or we can just speak dependent clause, then it will not a complete sentence. Because I woke up that because I woke up late this morning. Because I woke, why, what happened, why you have woke up late in the morning, I don't know, and we even don't know why. So it not give us complete meaning. Because I woke up late this morning. Now when we arrived in the class, what occurred, why, when we arrived class, what happened, when we arrived in the class. It not give us complete meaning. If my neighbor doesn't pay his rent on time, what will happen? If he will not pay his rent on time, then what will happen? Now dependent clauses types. There are three uh, types of dependent clause: adverb clause, noun clause, and relative clause. So first of all, adverb clause. A clause that functions as an adverb. They will tell why, where, when, or what happened in a sentence. They are frequently movable with the sentence. Example: when the timer rings, we know the cake is done, or we know the cake is done when the timer ring. So adverb clause is when the timer rings or when the timer rings in both sentences. It is tell us about what or when something is happen. Now adverb clauses type place. It give answers of questions where, when, why, what is happened, why this is happened, in what condition. So now noun clause. Noun clause is a dependent clause that works like a noun. You can find it as a subject or a object. As a subject, what she wrote. What is the noun as a subject, and I read what she wrote. Here she wrote is we find as a object. So noun clause is a noun in the sentence as an object and as a subject. So noun clause is what do you do in the class. Now what we do in a class in is essay. What we do in class is easy. So it is noun clauses beginning with a question. It can also begin with the question. Now relative clauses are kind of dependent clause with subject and verb but can't stand alone as a sentence. It is sometimes called an adjective clause. We can say relative clauses as the adjective clauses because it functions like an adjective. Now it gives more information about the noun. They always start with the relative pronoun. So it always start with the relative pronoun. How? Who. Who, subject or object, pronoun used for people. Have you seen the man who is new marketing director? So here it asks the question who. Now which, the horse which was riding is very friendly. Which didn't surprise me. Whose mother was on TV. Whom I met at the Christmas party. That you wore to the function last week. Now here is relative clauses is same as the adjective because it gives us answers of who, which, whom, that. It is also a kind of it, we can say it is relative pronoun, relative clause, and also adjective clauses. These all three things are the same in the clauses. We have discussed about clauses and types of clauses. And you have any question, you may ask in the comment section. Thank you.